And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Once again, namaskar and welcome, and I have with me Padma Shri, a recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh in our weekly show that is this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh on ITV Gold. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh, and welcome.
Namaskar everyone.
So, Dr. Parikh, just let's start with the current top news that Iran's President Raisi and their foreign minister died in the helicopter crash. So, definitely it's end of an era for Iranian politics. Any key changes we should expect, as Vice President Mohammad Mokbir is going to be taking over as an interim president?
I don't think so, because in Iran the political structure is such that everything is governed by Supreme Ayatollah Khomeini, and all the decisions are made by him. And also, of course, there is a president, there is a vice president, there is a cabinet, there is everything. But ultimately, Ayatollah makes the decision. And so, president has not much role in their government politics, in a sense. Of course, he is a president, but he cannot exert his wish or will. And so there will not be any change.
He doesn't have the veto power?
No, no, because president is not highest position.
Right.
Highest position is Ayatollah. So because it's a kind of theocratic structure, religious theocratic structure. After the Ayatollah, or even with the Ayatollah, the other person who has influence is a military, army. So whatever army decides happens. So I think this president's death is not. It's probably non-event, probably in Iran's politics, and the Iran politics will remain as it is, what it is now. And I mean, some people think that there's a conspiracy theory that he was kind of sabotaged and killed by some authority.
Right.
But there is no such evidence, or there is no such news to prove that. And it's one of those things.
So now today, as you know, in India, elections, fifth phase also went. So let's today focus on like an alternate dimension of Indian, elections, like who wants what, and how does Modi 3.0 look for their India relationship. So let's start with Pakistan. What do they want, and what should change?
I think what we should change with the Pakistan or Modi, any government who is in India next time after this election, June 4th, should try to increase the trade relation with the Pakistan. So unless you have economic trade relation with the Pakistan, your relation never get better. And once you have trade relation, just like China, you don't like certain thing about China. We don't like certain thing about China. They are very autocratic, they are very bully, they are kind of not reliable, very cunning administration of China. But still we deal with China because we have such a large trade with China. And so once you have a big trade with China, means Pakistan, automatically everything quiets down.
Right.
And I think right now they are using the anti-India bogey because of their local political narration rather than anything else, to galvanize themselves into to support the government. But I think eventually that's what even Bajpayee used to tell. You know that Bajpayee went to Pakistan?
Right.
And he said the same thing, that only way to kind of whatever happened in the past, if you want to forget that and start always in the politics, geopolitics, there is always a relation of convenience. It means what is good for me and what is good for you, and then if it's good for both, then always the relation works.
Absolutely, absolutely. Since you're talking about Pakistan, and you mentioned China. Let's talk the same. What does China want, and what should be changed?
I think China is kind of bully country, and China wants to kind of control complete Asia area, that area of the South Asia. And India is the largest kind of country or administration or government which bothers China. And I think China has kind of always they are always in expansion mode. And they took over in 60s, they took over the Tibet, which is kind of independent country. And then they came up to the Arunachal, right? And they took over 2,000 kilometers of miles of our Ladakh.
Right.
So it can happen that if we don't really be assertive and in really protecting mode, we may lose part of the Ladakh or whole Ladakh.
Right.
Because the part of Ladakh is known as a Sino-Ladakh. It means it's Chinese Ladakh. So the people of the Ladakh is asking our government to help them out to push back the China. Even though those land is no man lands, there is nothing much there except the ice and cold weather, but still is land.
So what about like Bangladesh? What do you think they want, and what should change?
Well, Bangladesh, our relations are getting much better after 2014, after Modi government came in the power, because before that, of course, relation was good before 71, and we are the one who helped to create them Bangladesh, because before it was East Pakistan. So Indira Gandhi helped them to create their own country because they were not getting along with the West Pakistan. And so after they become independent, Bangladesh kind of did very well, and now I think their economy is also doing better, and there are a lot of business relation between India and Bangladesh. Even our industrialist Adani has just 2 years ago got the power plant in the Dhaka and near Dhaka somewhere, and so I think we are completely interwoven with the Bangladesh economy.
Right.
And it's a good news because you have to have good relations with all the neighbors, and that makes life very easy and more prosperous.
So, you're talking about the good relation with neighbors. Let's talk about the small island nation, which is Maldives, where the president, he's pro-China. So what do you think, what do they want, and what can be done?
Because China is always wants to expand itself. And so in that Indian Ocean area, if China wants to kind of control most of the country, including Sri Lanka. Now Sri Lanka, in last 10-15 years, Sri Lanka is always subsidized by China, or Chinese money, or Chinese workforce. And now if you go to Colombo, the most business area of the Colombo is all Chinese made constructed buildings and Chinese constructed businesses there. Because once you have, as I say, once you have business there, and if you give the money to create those business, and lend the money to them to do the development, they are under your obligations.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what is happening, and then they want to even take over all the small countries in the Indian Ocean, including Maldives, And because once they take it over, then they can park their naval army there, and that's what the whole goal is.
Wonderful. So let's talk about, I'm sure you watched IPL, the match, which was like fantastic between Bangalore and Chennai. Any comments?
Well, I think my favorite is Chennai, and probably they are both are good players. When they come to that level, means they are all good players. It is the only question of that day who plays best.
Absolutely.
Just like what happened.
So any like favorites in like final four, which is like Kolkata, Rajasthan, Hyderabad and Bangalore? You have any favorites?
I think I would probably go for either Kolkata or Bangalore.
Oh, you like Kolkata Knight Riders?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So let's start with I think, of course, my favorite, and I know a lot of our viewers like our rapid fire round. And as I always mention to you, yes, no, or one line answer.
Right.
So the first question is from Karthik. Karthik is saying Biden campaign raised $51 million in April. What is the size of Biden war chest?
Should be in billions.
It is in millions, yes.
Billion.
Billion? It is in millions. It's 192 million.
Yeah, means he's approaching there, halfway.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. The second question is from Ketaki. She wants to know, this year most Americans ever will get to retirement age of 65. Guess how many Americans average will retire every day this year?
I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure it's a ongoing cyclical process.
It looks like they are all testing you now. It's 11,000.
Yeah.
The third question is from Alok. Alok wants to know, Nasdaq hit a new high on Monday. Quick comment on the trend and forecast.
I think market is right now in bullish trend, is going to go higher. You will be surprised at the end of the year, the S&P will be almost 6,000, 6,500. So another 10 to 20% will go higher from here. Because even though interest rate is high, usually high interest rate is counterproductive to the market, but all the businesses are coming out every quarter with the better and better earnings. That shows that economy is very solid and very strong. And I think those who are waiting market to go down, I think they will be disappointed. It will not go down. It may go down 4-5%, and again, if it went up, will go up 10-20%. So I think if you're really interested in investing in the market, just keep doing it. Average the dollar averaging thing, and be in the market. Don't get out. Because there is a study, a 50-year study since 1920, saying that if you invest X amount in the stock market, same amount of money in the real estate, and same amount of the money in the bond, or other kind of investment like art and whatever. So the market always perform more than 20% in long run. Real estate performs only 5 to 7%. So it's opposite to the belief that real estate makes a lot of money, but it's not true. I mean, people can think that their real estate is going up, but that value has only meaning if somebody is ready to buy at that price.
Right.
And the bond is always makes about 5%. So any young person who wants to make money in their life must be in the market. Along with of course, some portion in the real estate and some portion in the bond, but majority should be in the market and consistent stay in the market. Don't get out of the market. And the best time to market when market crashes, and it crashes only every 10 years once in a while. So whenever like 87, 2000, 2009, so whenever it crashes, the person who has money should get in when everybody is selling. And when taxi driver or when common man start talking about stocks, that's the time to get out and take a profit.
I think you should open a separate channel for this. So next question is definitely from me. It's a medical question, and my question to you is everyone a good candidate for the low dose aspirin regimen?
Yes, everyone after age 40, I think they should be on baby aspirin 81 milligram every day, because that unless you have other blood disorders like thrombosis or so, like some platelet deficiency or so. But yes, it is as a whole, it's a good therapy. It keeps your heart blood thinner, and you don't and it protects your heart very well.
Wonderful. And the next rapid fire question is from Mukesh. Mukesh says, with 5 phases of elections in India over, similar question like earlier weeks, all poll pundits predict NDA win, but numbers are all over. Your prediction on BJP getting same as before, below, or better than before?
I think BJP will win majority, but it will get 280 to 300.
Okay, no 400 par.
No, that's not possible. Even from day one, it was not possible, because they only contested on 340 seats. I mean, 430 seats. So how can you get 400? Unless you have 99% strike rate, that is not possible. So I think that was a kind of a narrative to kind of give the energy to their own party workers. But definitely BJP will win. There will be a BJP government, and BJP will get pure majority, somewhere between 272 to 290.
All right. So that is the end of our rapid fire round, and I just want to say, before you give out your this week's message, I wanted to remind all our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, that is Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH. Please go ahead.
Dear friends, as you know that election is coming to the end in our motherland, India, and I personally believe that BJP definitely going to form the government, and with the majority. So let's wait for that, and hope that happens. And if it happens, I think it's good for India, India's development, India's economy, as well as India's standing in the world. So after saying that, I would like to say thank you for joining us. Goodbye. We'll see you next week. Thank you.